Shalom, shalom. This is Shalomah from the Great Millstone, Atlanta camp. Before I get into this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Peace, love, and safety to the hopefully elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. The title of this lesson is Transition to Power with War. All right. So right now it's the time of the Gentiles, and the time to come that's going to be here very shortly is going to be the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be the kingdom of the saints. All right. Well, of course, the Most High, Yahweh, being the top, being the lead of our power, the highest power. And then under Yahweh, you got Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten son who the world calls Jesus. All right. Then you're going to have King David. King David's going to be back as king. And you're going to have the 144,000 saints that's going to have the whole earth in order. All right. So that's going to be the lead power that's going to take over the earth real soon. So we're going to start out with Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. So this whole kingdom, the kingdom is not talking about one kingdom or one country or one city. This is talking about the whole earth. The whole earth. Right now, the whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. And the wicked being Esau, Edom, the so-called white man today. All right. And you other nations, you other heathen nations have taken part in this kingdom. All right. So we're going to go into some more scriptures, and we're going to talk about the times that's coming to an end and the times that's to come and how things are going to play out. So let's start out with Luke chapter 21. I'm going to start at verse 24. It says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. That's talking about Israel. And that happened. This is a future prophecy when it was written, but this already happened. But listen up. It says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. All right. And it's talking about Jerusalem being that holy city, which is a people. Even though it's a place, it's an actual place, it's also a people. Verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and waves roaring. So you're going to have storms. You're going to have uproars of the people. The nations are going to be in distress, and you're going to have signs in the moon and in the sun. You're going to have eclipses and all kind of stuff, red moons, which is going on now. These are the signs that the times of the Gentiles is about to be fulfilled. All right. Let's go to Revelations. I have a lot of scriptures I want to get, so I'm going to move through them really fast. Revelations chapter 7 and verse 2, because this proved that the angels are actually waiting. They're waiting to bring to bring that wrath. All right. It's going to be an order given out through the Most High and also from Yahweh Shai. All right. And the angels are going to start getting busy real soon. Revelation 7 verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. So you have four angels on the four corners of the earth waiting to release that wrath. And that's going to be done through war. All right. Verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. All right. And this is talking about the 144,000. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. And then when you read down, it talks about 12,000 from each tribe. All right. So when this happens, you know, that's going to be a wrap for you Gentiles, for you other nations, or should I say the heathens. It's going to be a wrap then. Okay, let's get into some more scriptures. Let's go to, man, I got a lot of scriptures lined up. All right, let's go to Daniel. Let's go to chapter 7, because this kind of sums up the whole thing. You know, people ask the question, you know, you have these nations, they are great, they have these weapons, they have all this stuff. Those weapons they're going to use to destroy themselves. Mostly America. America is going to be completely obliterated from off the face of the earth. All right. So Daniel chapter 7, verse 24, I'm going to start out. It says, and then the 10 horns. All right. Those 10 horns is talking about NATO. It also, the 10 horns also represents NATO in Revelation 17. And the 7 heads are it's pretty much talking about the G7, and these are all Edomite nations. All right. So they're really going to kick off the destruction. It says, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are the 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time. All right, so this is talking about when you had the British, the French, and and the Spaniards. All right, they all came over and conquered the saints, the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So it started with slaughtering almost all of the Native Americans. Then the Spaniards came down and conquered the other northern kingdom tribes, you know, which are in Mexico and South America. All right, they conquered them, took away they culture, made them speak Spanish. All right, that was done through conquering. And then you had the Negroes that was brought over on slave ships and was placed here to pretty much build up the country. So Esau came in and conquered all the tribes of Israel. And it was in that time, in the time and dividing the times, one time is 100 years. And it says in times, that would be 200 years. And a dividing the time, which would be 50 years. So you're talking about 100 plus 200 plus 50. That's 350 years. And that time period started from 1619 all the way up into 1969, when this truth was pretty much given to the prophets of today. You know, starting with Abba Bivens, you know, and those great men that taught with him, you know, through the One West camp. And now that knowledge has spread it throughout the whole earth. And that's prophecy as well. So now that time is at an end, now you have Israel beginning to stand up. And once Israel start to stand up, you're going to have these other heathen nations fighting against Israel because they know who we are. And it's big talk about that right now. It's huge talk about that right now, who the Negroes are. All right, but real soon it's going to be known who the Northern Kingdom is as well. All right. It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy unto the end. All right. And that judgment is going to come through Yahweh Shai. So you have to worry about Yahweh Shai coming and destroying you other nations. He's going to take down your armies. You got to worry about the saints, 144,000 coming in and destroying you. And you have to worry about, and you got to worry about the Lord is going to raise up the weather too against you. The earth is going to destroy you. All right. Then you're going to have creatures that you never seen destroying you. For example, Leviathan. It talks about that in Amos chapter 9. Then you're going to have the angels getting busy. All right. It says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. All right. So, hey, this is what's about to happen real soon. It says the whole kingdom under the whole heaven. That's talking about the whole earth. All these nations are going to serve the saints, and that's going to be done through war. They're not just going to hand it over. If you go up, it says, verse 26, but judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume it from, and to destroy it from unto the end. And that judgment is going to be done through the saints. So Yahweh Shai, the Most High, through Yahweh Shai, is going to activate certain men. Those 144,000 men, they're not going to be normal. How can you fight against all the technology and weapons that these heathen nations have in their possession right now, and you're a normal man? It's impossible. All right. Let's now go to Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp thrusting instrument having teeth. And that teeth is talking about power. Thou shalt thrust the mountains, and those mountains is talking about other nations, and beat them small, and shall make them the hills and shall make the hills as chaff. All right, this is talking about the other nations being taken down. And when you go to Isaiah chapter 34, this is talking about Yahweh Shai. I'm going to start at verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. All right, so this is what's going to happen when Yahweh Shai comes back. And it gives a great description of that in the Apocrypha in 2nd Esdras, chapter 13. It's actually kind of frightening to imagine what's about to happen to these other nations. All right, let's go now to Jeremiah chapter 51. In verse 20, it says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. And as you go down, it's talking about the people, their weapons. And it doesn't matter if you're a young, a baby, or an old person. You're going to get destroyed if if you're outside of the nation of Israel and not part of this elect. It says, and with D I will break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with D, that's not talking about a literal horse. That's talking about uh, uh, the power that these other nations sit on. You know, whether it's military equipment, tanks, jets, aircraft carriers, warships, submarines, all that's going to be broken in pieces. It says, and with D I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With D also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with D I will break in pieces the old and young. And with D I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. So the Lord is going to have Israel get busy on everybody. It's going to be a horrible thing, man, but it's going to be done in righteousness. Let's go to same book, Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, at last, for this day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. For it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off his neck, and I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. All right. So when I was going into the level of power that's to come, it's gonna be the Lord, it's gonna be David, Yahweh Shai, all right, and the saints. Verse 10, therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, said the Lord Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from off the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Yeah, it's not going to be any fear. You nations are going to fear Israel. After you see what's about to happen, how Israel is going to be changed, with those 144,000 saints, you're going to be in fear. You're gonna be in order. Verse 11, for I am with thee, said the Lord Yahweh, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. All right, so in this last end, you still gonna have saints being punished. They're gonna get punished with the enemy, with these other nations. Hey, it's gonna be most of our people, most of Israel is gonna be destroyed. It's only gonna be 1/3, one out of every 3 Israelites is gonna be saved out of all 12 tribes. All right. Now let's go to Daniel, back to Daniel, and this is gonna be chapter 12 and verse 1, and it says, in that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth before the children of thy people. And Michael is the war angel. All right. So he's going to come back to make war. It says, and stand up the great prince which standeth for the people of for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So just like I was reading in Jeremiah 7, Jacob's trouble, this is going to be a time where the whole earth is going to be in distress. It's going to be in serious trouble. Everyone fighting against everyone, family against family member, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. But guess what? It says that great prince, Michael, the angel, the war angel, he's going to stand up and fight with his people. So you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have all these different things and people, and powers taking down these heathen nations. All right. So from there, let's go to Daniel. No, Ezekiel. Slakia. Ezekiel chapter 25. Because right now, this looks impossible. But those that have faith know that this is very possible, what the Lord is about to do to the Edomites, which are the so-called white men that's ruling the earth today. All right, Ezekiel 25:13. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman. They of Dedan and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. So, hey, these Edomites and their cities are going to be destroyed. Now, Teman and Dedan, that's not talking about, the lands of today. That's talking about just major Edomite cities. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. All right. Then the Lord say, when I was reading Isaiah 41, he was going to make thee a new sharp instrument having teeth. That's how this is going to be done. It's going to be done with spiritual power. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord Yahweh. You're going to know that this is from the heavens. This is going to be something that no one has ever seen before. All right. When you go into, I believe it's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, go to verse 50 and read on down. I'm not going to read it because it's a lot, but that's talking about the elect being changed. Let's go to Revelations real quick. I should have read this earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and get it. Revelations 11 and verse 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy saints, the prophets, and to the saints, to thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And who's destroying the earth? All right, who's going to be shooting nuclear missiles all over the place? You heathen nations, mostly Esau, Edom. All right, you people are about to be destroyed by the saints of the Most High, which are the Israelites. Right now, you're on top of us. You have your foot on our necks, but we're standing up and you're falling down. So it's a transition of power. And it's going to, like I said before, it's going to be done through war. All right, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Let's go to verse 3. And I'm going to kind of read a little bit. And I want to get the last scripture. I'm going to read down to 9, and then I'm going to go down to verse 19. It says, verse 1, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. All right. So, hey, the men, mostly the prophets and the people that's waking up, we're actually in peace because we know the truth and we feel free now. The scriptures say the truth shall set thee free, set you free. So this truth has set us free, knowing that we're gonna be on top very soon. Even if some of us have to die on this side, we're gonna be reincarnated into the kingdom. Verse 4, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Yeah, every time you turn on the news, you see a nigga that done got shot, or a Mexican, or any type of northern kingdom or southern kingdom. They put us out on TV, put us in the news uh, as being the worst people on the planet, and seeing us being killed and killing each other. The funny thing is, it looks like we're being destroyed, but Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, they're dying faster than they can recreate. So their population is shrinking while we're growing. But in their sight, we're being destroyed. This devil is just being a devil, man. That's what he does. He deceives people. It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. And what is that reward going to be? It's going to be spiritual power. All right, I'm going to continue. It says, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. All right. No man can do that right now. This is going to be a new thing that the Lord is going to create through his men. And they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people. And their Lord shall reign forever. And our Lord is going to be Yahweh Shai in that time. He's going to reign forever, and we're going to reign with him. All right. Verse 9, it says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Yep. Those that understand the truth and putting their trust in the Most High, all we have to do is endure to the end, and the Lord is going to, we're going to be something different. Lord's willing, I'm part of that number. Right now I'm just a regular man, just trying to make it, just trying to do what's pleasing to the Most High. All right. It says, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he had care for his elect. So that's what's going to happen. Through that love, which is keeping the commandments, to the best of our ability, and teaching and prophesying, the Lord is going to have grace and mercy on his saints. And let's go down to verse 19. It says, for horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. All right, this is going to be horrible things that's going to happen to these heathens because of the horrible things they did to the saints of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to the Israelites. All right, so with that, I pray that this was edifying. Once again, it's going to be a change of power through war, a transition of power through war. All right, and we see these wars brewing right now. It's starting off with you other nations, but it's going to end with them coming down on Israel, and then you're going to have the powers from above kick in and take you on down. With that, I want to say, call Halayim Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Dash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect, and abide by ball.